Hi everyone, I'm Norbert, I'm the CMO of the Laserworld Group. Welcome to our booth. We're here in hall 12.1 E3233 and we got a lot of product news for you, and also one spectacular thing, probably some of you watch it on Facebook already. We published on 1st of April, we published news for the world's first bending laser beam. Unfortunately, we cannot show it to you here because the gravity would have been so immense that the whole booth would have collapsed. So unfortunately, we cannot show it, but we tried it on April 1st and many of you watched it. So you saw it online and this must be sufficient for now. But we got many more news to communicate, and this is something that's very special, especially for those of you that prefer to use DMX or ArtNet for controlling their lighting equipment instead of using additional software products. This year we have a product news that's called ShowNet, and it's ShowNet Inside. So this basically describes what we're all about. We implemented the ShowNet interface to all of our systems from the diode series up. So from the beginner DJ club laser systems up to the very top professional laser systems for big shows, for large events, we have the ShowNet implemented as standard hardware interface now. Why is this such a big advantage? The ShowNet interface is a very versatile mainboard type. So as the lasers in the past were rather stupid units, they just could use the ILDA signal. Some of you may know this with an old printer cable type. This is all gone. Now we have network, just normal LAN cable, and with this LAN cable we can bring more functionality to the laser itself. So what do we have now? We have a built-in SD card where you can store your content on. So you can bring own content to the laser. You can trigger this content then afterwards with DMX or with ArtNet. So the features that are now available with these new units are awesome, because it makes it more versatile for live applications, especially for live applications, but also for large-scale productions. You can imagine using many of these lasers, let's say 100 or 200 of lasers in one rig, and use the effects generators of your lighting console to just trigger these effects that you previously programmed to the lasers. Some of you may have seen these kind of effects with a Neo 1 or the Neo 6s that are established in show industry already for DMX control, but now this is even more special because it comes to all the laser systems. Of course, the ShowNet is not only configured and designed for standalone operation and for DMX and ArtNet operation, but also acts as digital analog converter for normal laser control signals. So you can also use it with laser software. So this adds the maximum versatility to these units. You have the software control options, ArtNet DMX. You can use sound to light, which is very important for the DJs because they sometimes cannot have full control of the lasers but want to use the sound to light. And you have an automatic mode, which means you can run the laser in standalone operation. This is very important if you use it in context of architecture projections. So if you want to do an architecture projections towards a wall, a building, some advertising projections with lasers, then this is very helpful, because you can put all the content on the SD card, you place the laser somewhere and you just power it on, put a timer on it, and it runs. And this makes the ShowNet the central element in the new laser series. So for example, just to show you, this is the DS1000 RGB, Laserworld DS1000 RGB, a 1 watt laser system, fanless system. There is no air circulation, it's just a passively cooled system. You have the ShowNet inside. This one basically suitable for mobile DJs, for nightclubs, but also for basic professional applications, because it's at very decent quality, and you can use it for most applications, beam shows, or even basic graphics applications. We have the more professional option with a TARM. It's the TARM 2.5. It also has the shownet inside, and you have the same type of features, and you can use it in a very versatile way. This is also for professionals. It has very good scanning inside. It has single mode diodes, so very precise beam, very accurate beam, and very bright beams. And it goes up. So we have even the more powerful lasers with the shownet inside. We have a 10 watt here, we have 20 watt, we have a 30 watt. It's at the top of our booth, a 30 watt system, and even the high professional RTI nano laser systems come with a shownet inside as standard. Of course, you have other upgrade options or other modification options to the lasers, but this is the standard, so you don't need to buy any additional interfaces if you want to use it with laser control software. I just have the open TARM unit here. You can have a look to see how small the shownet actually is. This one here, this board, this is the shownet inside the device. You can have a look at our booth here into the units. We have open units here, so you can see how they actually work. And I encourage you to stop by and also come and ask me how the lasers actually work. I explain to you all the details if you've got any questions, and you can see all the details inside the lasers here at our booth. And we have a nice laser display, probably you see it already just at the wall. Look there, we have the RTI Neo 6 on top of the wall, doing some kind of 3-dimensional, 4, 5-dimensional effects in mid-air with the laser beams, and below there's a mapping in combination of video and lasers. We will have a closer look at that later. And yeah, let's check what the shownet is all about further, because I already said that the shownet's not only an integrated board, but it also deals with all different kind of software products. And this is something new we also launched this year at Prolight Sound, and this is the new show controller software. As some of you already know, we have the show editor software as basic software version, and the show editor comes as free software with every shownet interface. As the shownet interface is now integrated to all the devices, or basically to most of the devices, you already get free software with the laser, so you're able to control all the basic features just out of the box. But there is more. We have the new show controller software, which is a level above, to especially cater also high professional applications and high professional demands. What you see here is the timeline-based feature, so it's the real time, the show controller real time. It shows the programming scenario where you put a pattern, something like that, a line or whatever, and you put the effects underneath. So it's a very, very simple and very effective programming. You just drag and drop there. You can just squeeze it. You can put additional effects, put your own creativity to it, and it's super easy to use. You see the visualization here. This is the basic visualization in show controller software, but there is even more. Especially professionals require high profile visualizations if they want to show them to customers. And this is something we've implemented with a show controller. It's the Realizer visualization. Realizer is a product of Synchronorm. Synchronorm have the booth just next to ours, so it's just at the other side of our booth. So I encourage you to stop by. They're showing their new Depends 2 software, but this one is the Realizer. It allows for integrating your own design of your stage. You implement it, you just get the 3D file to the system, and then the software automatically shows the laser design you just created here in a real-time visualization here, and you can make preview videos and show it to your customers. So this is a very, very helpful tool if you really work on a professional level. But we also have a software part that is made for DJs, for more basic users, or even for clubs that require a very flexible and live laser control. So let's close this one and open the overview video. Overview view, you see here we have the pick edit where you can create your own artwork, you can import data. We have real time, that's what you see here with the timeline. We have live, it's the live control surface. We have tracer, where you can import your own logos, you can automatically trace them, you can create art for lasers from your art you have already created as picture. And we have the SVG tool that allows for importing three-dimensional animations in a two-dimensional way from Blender, for example, and from Adobe Illustrator. So you can put the vector data you already have to the laser software. Let's have a look at the live interface, where you can find the programming type, the easy programming type of the real time. You also find in live. I open the live window. What you see here, it not only appears to be rather simple to operate, it is very simple to operate, but it has mighty features. So for example, you can just trigger different frames that have been already prepared here. With an animation, you see a preview video, and you can also, with a plus version, you have a more sophisticated preview here. We have the option to add more output interfaces. We have the option to visualize those. We can do chaser effects. So for example, add chaser effects as you know them from the lighting console. You can have a MIDI controller with it. You can have two MIDI controllers with it, which is rather versatile. So you can use a fader wing, and you can also use a piano. So it helps with having control over the faders, which I personally like very much. I like the faders with laser control. And you also have the keyboard for shooting quick beams, for example. So you have the option to use two different MIDI controllers, which is a huge advantage. It is super simple. The software already comes with a lot of preset patterns, so it is easy to just get going. You get the software, you open it up, you press laser on, and you select the pattern you want to play, and that's it. So it's easy to use, especially for beginners and for pros alike. So this is something really special. I encourage everybody to stop by at our booth and have a look. We have 3 different stations here where you can test out the software, try it out. We have the lasers in the back. You see the laser working in the back in the small booth. You can try it out there. There's the software, MIDI controller, everything with a touchpad. Just come by, stop by. We're in hall 12.1, E3233, and yeah, I'm happy to answer all your questions. We got a lot of people here from all around the world, so even if you don't speak English properly or German or whatever, we have many languages covered here, so just stop by and we help you out. So thank you for watching. I just want to give a big shout out to the Messe Frankfurt for the great organization. I also want to thank everybody for the new hall they built. I'm very positively attracted by the hall. It's really nice here. We have a large hall. Also, the build-up is really smooth. We have a good infrastructure here, and I expected it to be a lot less busy than it was yesterday. It was a great day, many people here, and thank you to everybody, especially thank you to Silke Wächter, who deals with all the social media things at the Messe Frankfurt for Prolight Sound. And thanks to Monica Prager, who does all the stand booking things. And thanks to Michael Bieber and everybody who deals with the Prolight Sound and the Messe. And yeah, I look forward to meeting everybody here at the stand. And yeah, hopefully see you these days. Cheers.
Great speech. Me off with all your passion and enthusiasm. A guy with red hair. Remind